At this time of year, with fruit bursting on every tree and the streams flowing blue, the rainforest tells us just to slow down a bit. A little walk into the valley where the waterfalls flow, and this is where winter's embrace feels so gentle. Citrus, cold water, and soft sun. In the subtropics, we don't get a true winter. The seasons shift more subtly. But in the small changes in the mountains, we're able to notice these differences and appreciate each season for its different kind of vibrance. Winter's shadows softly paint each surface. They entice the sweet sugars from the fruit, so citrus, kiwis, hog plums, avocados, and so many fruit are abundant once the cold nights come. Winter's sun is warm but soft. It dances across the mountains, and everything that it touches becomes luminescent. In between the shadows and sun, in the valleys where the scoop of the sun doesn't reach, this hidden world becomes magical. Untouched by sun, the water flows cold, and a swim in a waterfall becomes an enthralling activity that wakes something deep inside my body.
Before we get into the rest of the video, I just want to quickly thank the sponsor of this week's video, EcoFlow. EcoFlow are a leading provider of eco-friendly power solutions. We have the Delta 3 Plus, and it is so perfect for outdoor adventures, for power outages, or just for an everyday source of power. Here, deep in the forest, we obviously don't have power from the grid, but the Delta 3 Plus allows us to power anything from our wildest dream. It's so lightweight that we can easily bring it down here and set up our projector to watch an outdoor movie. The EcoFlow Delta Plus has powerful output but silent operation, so it has no worries when powering big, power-hungry devices. It can drive 99% of household devices. With 1,800 watt output, 3,600 watt surge with X-Boost tech in the app, and it even still doesn't make a noise. So we watch our movie with no distraction. And it's super easy to recharge. It's the world's fastest charging power, certified by SGS. It has 5 fast charging options, and this is such a great feature for us because we use the power box for so many different occasions. Sometimes it's just for these fun outdoor activities, and that means we normally are able to charge it at home before we go. But in an emergency, when we have no power, we still have so many options to recharge it. We can charge it with a solar panel, or we can even charge it from the car. And it's able to charge up to 80% in just 40 minutes. And they have a 5-year warranty. You can find Delta 3 Plus offline through Anaconda, Harvey Norman, Battery World, Total Tools, Autobahn, or online through EcoFlow Australia website, Amazon, or eBay. EcoFlow have a Prime Day sale with up to 38% off. You can check it out with the QR code or in the link in the description.
Whenever I finish a big project like this cabin build, I always feel a little bit lost. I think the intensity of creating every day and then just jumping back into a life where you're not problem solving, planning and creating can be quite a contrast. But the trick is to find creativity everywhere, to find art in the morning sunrise, even to find creativity in moving the goats each morning. Art can be grand, like a big painting or building a cabin, but it can also be small, like baking a cake or just skipping with the goats. Although Magnolia is the only good goat today, the rest are in a naughty mood.
Come on, Magnolia. Do you not want to go back to the same paddock you went to yesterday? Come on, no time for tantrums.
The goats were moved to this paddock yesterday, and they get bored if they go to the same paddock twice in a row. They prefer to rotate their paddocks around the farm every day. And we normally do put them in different paddocks each day because this is great on the weeds, the soil, and the goats' health. But when the grass is this thick, this paddock is the best choice again. But the goats aren't happy with that decision. The main reason they can't go to another paddock is that their home paddock is out of action because they found a hole in the fence. The hill paddock is out of action because they found out how to jump a fence, and the paddock that we call heaven is out of action because they realised that if they venture far enough into the hills then there's no fence line and they can just walk a few kilometres just to prove that they can escape. Goats are not the easiest or chillest animals to care for, but their benefits outweigh their naughtiness.
Don't get my finger. Don't get my finger. Maggie, this is
These are ure plums. They are native to this forest. They grow on these tall trees that tower above the canopy, and when the fruit starts to ripen, it falls to the forest floor. They are really sour, and their flavour is deep. Magnolia likes to eat them fresh, but they're too sour for me. I prefer to bake them, and then they are the best flavour you could ever imagine. The goats eat the weeds in this paddock, but of course they miss a few. If we pull them out, then the goats nibble on any regrowth, and eventually we can eliminate them all and allow native plants to thrive. This season has been so wet that the guavas have barely fruited. In combination with the goats and sheep eating any ripe fruit straight from the tree, I've barely eaten one myself.
I ate all the guavas, sheep. There's only a few green ones. Come on, we're going to the home paddock. You tell your friends to come up with you. Come on.
Ure plums are culturally significant to this rainforest and its people. We live on the land of the Arakwal and Minjungbal People of the Bundjalung Nation. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the country we live on and recognize their continuing connection to the land and waters. We thank them for protecting this rainforest and its ecosystems since time immemorial. Today, my inspiration is to bake with the seasons. The fleeting flavors of the rainforest make me so excited. I just want to explore these flavors and appreciate them before the season changes again and they're gone. I think this is the joy of the ever-changing seasons, that every month there's a different flavor, a different color, a different orchard exploding with fruit. I imagine a world where everything is in season every day and it's boring. Imagine eating citrus in the summer or mangoes in the winter. It would be so wrong. Everything fruits at a time that is perfect, a natural wonder timed with itself. Citrus, heavy with vitamin C, ripens in the winter when colds and flus make us need those vitamins. Mangoes ripen in the summer when their juice runs down our forearms before we jump into a stream and wash away the sticky residue of the season. Their tart, sour flavour is delicious when mixed with native cinnamon and myrtle. This plant has come back beautifully in these goat paddocks after we eliminated big patches of lantana and other weeds. Now the sweet smell of cinnamon wafts through the mountains. I then strain the mixture and add it into a local honey. These sweet and sour flavours match perfectly with a ricotta cheesecake, and I'm baking it with a gluten-free shortbread base. Back at the studio, we're taking a little pause after finishing the majority of our cabin build. Julia is stretching her paintings. She paints on unstretched canvas and then stretches it afterwards, which is always an exciting moment. Some of these paintings are the ones that she made for our book, and I always say this about every single one of her paintings, but this one might just be my favourite. Meanwhile, I'm starting a little project of my own. We've been too busy to create, so this feels really exciting to be back in the studio just crafting and chatting and playing around in the freedom of the day. This batik blanket is my favourite thing that I've ever found in an op shop. It's full of holes, but it's just so beautiful, and I've created so many things out of different parts of the fabric that aren't falling apart.
While Julia staples, I'm going to make a skirt out of this, which I made a dress out of a few months ago, and I love it, and I think it would make the nicest skirt. I think just a simple A-line skirt, so it's going to be pretty easy to make, and I think it'll be really nice. So this is the plan, I guess. It looks terrible right now because it's just a big old square, but my plan would be to use the dart value, so there's darts in every garment which kind of make it contour around your body. And so on your hips normally, because your waist is smaller, it kind of all comes in here. So I would use that to, I put into each of these seams, I'd put a little bit of the dart value so that it kind of like really slowly contours into the body and you don't even see where the darts are coming from. So that would be the plan, but I think that, like I love it, but it's too tight at the bottom. I hate a skirt that like you can't walk in. So I think I'm gonna have to add another strip of scrap to the side, which is okay because I have some leftover strip.
I think sometimes the more worn and rough a fabric is, the more beautiful it is. It shows all the love that it's received over the years, battered with stories. And this blanket was already originally patchwork from vintage butter prints, so I can't imagine how many lives it must have lived before it was a blanket. And now it's going to be a skirt.
So to get the amount of volume that I need to take off each square, I got the circumference of what it is right now, and then I got the circumference of my waist, and I minus my waist from the circumference it is now. And that's about 41 centimeters. So then I divided that by 8 so that I could know how much to shave off each square. So that's about 5 centimeters off each one. So it's quite a bit. So they're gonna turn into kind of nice shapes that are like a bit smaller on top and then slowly go out. So you can kind of see the skirt coming together now. I just need to sew all of these little darts in. And then I think I'll be pretty close.
Julia is carefully folding the corners of the canvas as she stretches it into place, and then it's all finished.
Look at these corners. They are perfect. I've had my truck for 2 years now, and while it is the most practical thing in the world, and it's very good for all the farm jobs, it's not that practical in the way that it doesn't fit anything inside of it. So today I'm going to upcycle a toolbox and put it on the back so that I can actually store things and like buy groceries and do normal things like that. So this is the toolbox that I want to use, so I have to clear all of this junk first. This is all the stuff that we keep just in case we'll ever need it.
I always laugh at our hoarding habits of building supplies or junk, but honestly, they come in handy so often, and this mindset is just an environmental and economic way of preparing for the future.
Okay, that is not safe, but it's safe for now. Oh, is that standing on top of it? That's not screwed in either. Classic. So this is screwed into that, which is screwed into that. So I think that this is solid. And that is screwed into that, which is screwed into that. So I also think that one's solid, but I'm scared that if I pull this out, everything's just gonna collapse. And there's a lot of sharp tools around. But I'm just gonna try it.
Having goats on the worksite is not recommended because they constantly will get in the way of everything. But while I hosed the toolbox down, they demanded to stand in the truck.
I was hoping to get the first coat of paint on this before the sun goes down, but the sun is almost down and it's still a bit wet. But I think I can do it. What do you think, Moonbee?
The thing about collected materials is that they're way better than anything produced these days. This old toolbox has already lasted a few decades, so I'm sure it'll last a few decades more, especially with a coat of paint, especially if it's a baby blue coat of paint to match my truck.
Now we wait and hope that it doesn't rain tonight.
I bought this truck with more thoughts about how cute it was than the practicality, but honestly, it's the most practical car in the world. I've helped 3 friends move house in it. I have picked up so much free stuff from the side of the road. I've used it to get fencing supplies to the back of the farm where no car has ever got to before. And meanwhile, it's the cutest thing in the world.
So I was going to install the toolbox. I thought it was finally time, but the problem is that Magnolia thinks that the ute is hers, so I think it's nap time first. How can I interrupt this nap? I think I just better leave her to it. She can have the truck now, it's hers.
After waiting with Maggie while she naps, I realised that maybe this was going to take longer than I thought.
I tried to wait it out, the Magnolia's not leaving, so I'm just going to install it with her here.
These goats have so much character. Magnolia gets in these cuddly moods where she just wants to follow you around and snuggle everywhere. Today, she decided that she wanted to be my little helper. She gets so curious in human activities sometimes. I don't want to screw the toolbox in because it would damage the truck, and I also want it to be able to move easily for when I need to pick up big things, or maybe one day transform it into a camper.
Ready? I am so happy with this tiny truck storage solution. Honestly, it's been a big problem not having anywhere to store all of my things in this car. It just means that if I pick up anything, it has to go in the back, and if it's something small, that can be really annoying. So now I've got all of this where things can safely go and they don't need to be tied down. And most importantly, it's cute and it's the same color as the tiny truck. It matches perfectly. I think Magnolia's the biggest fan. She loves it. Don't you, Maggie?
We finished the fence and the goats have not escaped yet, so we're feeling extra proud. Thank you so much to our patrons for your support and our journey of planting trees, clearing weeds, and caring for the land.